What's up, my brothers from another mother? We got a new request for you today from a very handsome man that is dealing with some self-image issues. Before we hop into it, I want to shout out to the channel sponsor, Scott from Tactical Soap. He actually has a brand new product he just released last week, and it is a pheromone-infused beard oil now. So, as you can see, I let him use my logo as part of the product, but it's a really nice product. It's actually the bottle's twice as large as the standard beard oil that I normally buy, which is $19.99. I think he's selling this for $29.99. So you're getting more, and it's infused with pheromones. And I suspect it probably lasts a little longer than the soap because you're obviously washing the soap off your body. I've talked before about how the soap's great for your skin if you have very dry skin or eczema or anything like that. But yeah, check out the product. It's linked in the description. Hope you continue to support the creation of the content. Let's hop straight into this. So this gentleman made a request before, and it remained private, and we're going to leave that private because some things discussed in that would reveal his identity. But I'll put it this way. He's a man in my private community. I know what he looks like. He's very handsome. If I were to rate him out of 10, again, no homo, I'm straight up, I'd give him a 10 out of 10. Like, we're talking looks like, we're talking Brad Pitt, Colin Farrell, like top shelf man. So let's hop right into it so you kind of get an image of what I'm looking at versus what he's talking about here. So he's talking about make it public, protect his identity, second paragraph. So made the sponsor request in the past. We talked about his one-itis, which sounds like he's dealt with, so it's somewhat better. We also talked about the severe body image disorder that he has. He did what I said where he read Psycho-Cybernetics, which is a great book, by the way. So Maxwell Maltz wrote that. If you have body image issues or anything tied into that, it just helps you understand how your mind's eye works. Again, Psycho-Cybernetics is the book. Author is Maxwell Maltz. I think it's Maltz. I definitely put it on top reading list. It's a very useful book about the way the mind works. But it didn't do a whole lot for me and still has very severe body image problems. It's weird how I am this way. I literally get affirmations from other people, men and women, all the time about how good looking I am. I had 80/20 in favor of the P. Bisexual chick who is a friend of a friend tell me how the aforementioned friend who introduced us had told her that all of his female friends want him. I'm not going to be reading out every words here because I'm trying to be careful with YouTube's guys. So just bear with me on it. Obviously, for obvious reasons. And that she didn't believe it. But after we were introduced, she literally told me that she thought I was the male equivalent of a Labrador and offered to perform fellatio. We'll use those words in a bathroom of the bar we were in on the spot. I also get a ton of affirmation from other dudes like, damn dude, I bet whenever you want to F or go out, you get it. So people at work, everywhere, even really hot people at the office, basically are telling him that they dig his vibe. He's a solid dude. Men will constantly tell me how jacked I am. Women at work always ask me for advice on gym, yada, yada. And in addition, I get good vibes from a lot of attractive women. A lot of girls I've dated have been 8s and 9s. Anyway, you get the picture. Nevertheless, I continue to be incredibly unhappy with my appearance, and I am slowly and surely getting more and more convinced that I'm going to get cosmetic surgery. I had my ears pinned back when I was 19, and it was profoundly the right decision because when I used to look in the mirror, all I would see would be that particular imperfection, and I blamed it for everything. Since I've had it done, I've not noticed my own ears in 6 years, which has been great. Let's carry on. I have an obsessive personality and hate to be average or just good at anything. I have to be exceptional or I'm generally not happy. This applied to grades in school, soccer, child, teen, my body, gym regimen, the way I dress, my haircut. I also go also at work. He's 24, 6'1", 190 pounds, 485 raw squat and 350 bench. He's a strong guy. The most that I've ever benched was 405, and that was in my 20s, which is a lot of weight. Anything over 315, I think it's 3 plates. 315 is 3 plates aside, which is a ton of weight. So he's got a lot of strength too. Therefore, even though I assume that I'm an all right looking dude, I don't feel happy not knowing that I'm not a perfect 10. So if I just say F it and get rhinoplasty, some chin and jaw implants, and I'm done with it, long term I feel I may be able to have similar relief to that when I get my ears pinned back. I also read into some science into the ways people subconsciously treat attractive people better. And I think if I put down 15 grand now to have everyone I meet treat me a little bit better forever, is that not an investment in a sense? My first question to you is advice. Okay, so let's deal with that. And it's a public request. There's people out there, men and women. I want you to comment below and share your experience with this. This is my own experience, and further to that, my friend, this is something that you're probably going to need a little more help with, that a request isn't going to solve, and even comments in the video won't solve. But that being said, dude, you're a 10 right now. There are men that want to be you and women that want to bang you right now based on your appearance, the way you carry yourself, your looks. Like, I'm looking here on my right-hand screen for a reason, because you're in my men's community. I know what you look like. I'm not going to name you. But descriptively, again, we're talking like Brad Pitt looks, Colin Farrell, in and around that sort of level, like high level, tall dude that's got his shit together. You know, a lot of people like to strive for perfection. And I think that, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't totally get what you're saying, because look at me. I don't look like you. I don't look like Brad Pitt or Colin Farrell, obviously. So I'm not out there getting women throwing themselves at me all the time like they are with you. But that being said, I mean, you've got a distorted image of yourself. I don't know what you think you are. You definitely don't think you're a 10, because you're talking about spending 15 grand on chin implants, on rhinoplasty, and all this other stuff. Because if you did think that you were top shelf, then you would kind of let it go. But I think another part of this too needs to be that you need to accept certain things about you as a person. Perfection isn't the greatest. You know, there's a lot of really unhappy people that go through the cycle of going through all this plastic surgery over and over again, hoping to improve their looks. But in psychocybernetics, Maxwell Maltz talks about your mind's eye and the way that you view things and the way you view yourself, and the way people view you. And what you look like versus your perception of what people think of you are totally disconnected. I mean, they're off by several SMV points. Like, I know personally, looking at a picture of you, I'm a couple SMV points lower than you. Maybe I've got more wealth, more success behind me, but in the looks department, you'd crush me. You'd certainly get a lot more attention than I would going out to a nightclub sort of thing, right? You're a handsome man. So I'm not really sure what else to tell you beyond that. What advice would I give to you? Shut the hell up is what I would say right now, and enjoy the fact that you've got youth, you've got looks, you are a handsome Chad, you have the ability to pull good-looking women, and you also have the ability to influence men, and men admire and look up to you based on what you're saying. And also, I can tell by the body language in your pictures on Facebook, by the stance, because I also pay very, very close attention to body language. That a lot of these men kind of lean into you, and they admire having you in their presence. So take that for what it's worth. Guys, comment below. The second topic you have is what you call vagophobia. And I had to look it up because there's an Urban Dictionary definition. And this is the definition over here. But what you describe in your request here doesn't mirror this definition that I found on Urban Dictionary. And, you know, take Urban Dictionary for what it's worth. It is what it is. So I work within the corporate world, within which I have been progressing tremendously well for someone my age, although I may trade it for entrepreneurship at some stage if I feel I've milked it for all it's worth. I am damn hard working during the week, then hit the gym 4 to 5 days during the week, and study for my chartered legal and finance qualifications around work. I'm busy, finishing work plus gym plus work, study around 10, 4 nights of the week. I still insist on going out and socializing on weekends, and I party pretty hard, but only once or twice a week maximum. Since I've been in this lifestyle, I've always blamed my meager sex life on being too busy. Now, I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this recording, his initial request wanted to deal with the one-itis. You've got some limiting beliefs around what people think of you, and we're going to get into the sex stuff in a minute. From an overview. Thankfully, when I do F, they're usually attractive, but it's not as frequent as it could be, and I know average looking dudes who do it more often than I do. After reading chapter 10 of the book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, I realize that I have what he calls vagophobia. Now, I don't know if we're looking at the same book. This is Dr. Glover's No More Mr. Nice Guy, and in the book, and I may have an older version of it, but it only goes to chapter 9. It stops there. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm missing, but that's what I ended up with when I got the book to have a look at it, to try to look for some clarity on that. So he calls it that. Because of a combination of one. Now, I also Googled that word and nothing came up with Dr. Robert Glover. So I don't know if we're missing something here or if it's another author that put that out. But because of a combination of one, only be attracted to really, really hot women, have an F some of them in the past and hard to go back. I get it. Okay, good. So you've got standards. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, women have standards too. It's okay for men to have standards. Women don't date down. They don't want to date a guy that's broke, just like you don't want to date a woman that's less attractive than you are. Fine, get it. There's lots of women out there for that. You've had long dry spells. Haven't had serious post syndrome sometimes where I've become instantaneously unattracted to girls the minute after I've finished with them. I've basically because really nervous about it. So much so that I deliberately don't bother messaging women or gaming as much as I should. I deliberately sabotage opportunities and finding excuses to avoid it. The longer dry spells last, the more obnoxious sabotage becomes. Fears like not getting it up, coming too quick, 3 if she's super hot, not enjoying the event or the sight of her completely puts me off, such that I only try to initiate with women when I'm out drinking because alcohol abates fear and also makes coming too quick less likely. So, for instance, I will have women who are decent looking, who I know are interested, but won't bother inviting them over or whatever out of pure nervousness. I'm frustrated at not having as much sex as I want, while at the same time sabotaging myself from getting girls. This is hard to read because I have to filter this out, guys. YouTube is a pain in the butt when it comes to this. So, like, when you make requests like this, try to make it something that I can read out because it'll flow better. If I happen to get lucky, it usually abates my nervousness and I take way more of an alpha mindset for the next few weeks, which, of course, anytime you have a win, guys, like anytime you have a win in life, in business, strength competition, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, anything that you do, come on, focus, camera. Anything that you do that is going to improve. Let me get in there close. Can you focus now? It'll come back in time. You guys have to suck it up. Let's go back over here. Anytime that you go through all of that work and you win, of course you're going to be feeling better about yourself. We know for a fact, and studies show this, that when you have a successive win, your testosterone levels boost in your body, which of course is going to make you feel stronger, more confident, all those sorts of things, right? So it obviously builds momentum, but usually the period of examinations or whenever, we'll have less time to go out, the momentum breaks, confidence falls to pieces. I also tire of most women really quickly and stop enjoying with them unless they're quite special very quickly. This makes it harder to get regular women. Now, one thing that I want to say here, let's see if this is going to focus. Come on, Logitech, give it to me. Come on. Anyway, one thing that I got to say here, dude, is you're putting way too much focus on women and the pursuit of the pleasure of women sexually. I can't really offer any experience here because, how can I put this, dude? How can I put this? I feel like saying shut up because you're a good looking dude, own your looks, own the fact that women want to be with you and men want to be with you, be like you, but you're putting so much emphasis, and it's almost like you're screwing yourself out of the deals that you want to acquire. My buddy Philip said, and I've repeated this phrase many, many, many times on this channel now, men are masters of complicating their lives and then justifying why they do it. And really, this entire section here is all about you complicating your life and then justifying why you've created that complication in your life. And you just knock this out of the park. You crush it. For some reason, you crush it. For reasons that I can't comprehend, I don't know why, you just totally crush the notion of complicating your life and justifying why you do it. There's a lot of dudes that if they saw your picture, they know who you were, would get pissed off at the fact that you're voicing this grievance with your life today. So let's carry on to the next paragraph. We'll close this up real soon. All the above might lead you to believe that I'm not confident in women, especially in social scenarios, but that's actually not true. I'm quite charismatic, naturally extroverted, and because of my muscular build and stature, quite easily have to preserve in social scenarios. And a lot of men will give me social proof in front of women because I'm quite jacked and dressed well. I've dated women for around 4 to 5 months, about a year ago, a woman, and she was quite pretty. I guess you mean pretty? I don't know. And getting intimate with her took way too long, to the point that it built up so badly that I was super nervous the first time we got together. what ended up happening, somewhat surprisingly, we had pretty great intimacy and everything was totally fine. Once I effed her for 3 to 4 minutes, scraping past the quickie mark, I stopped worrying about coming too fast and started to enjoy it again. So clearly, I'm just way too much inside my own head with this stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what I've said already. I don't know how to break the cycle. Well, here's a suggestion, dude. I always ask people, how's that working out for you? Like when you're doing something that doesn't work out for you, I always ask them, how's that working out for you? And if it's not working out for you, find something that does. Success leaves clues, so do failures. So if what you're getting here is demonstrating failures and doesn't work, then why don't you do what works over here? Maybe you're the kind of guy that needs to give yourself a little bit of time. You don't need the one night stands. Maybe you're more of like a, intimate one chick kind of dude. Maybe you don't want to spread seed. I don't know, man. It feels like you want to spread seed, like you want to tune into the male sexual strategy, and they're very different. The male sexual strategy is unlimited access to unlimited women. The female sexual strategy is of course hypergamy, more specifically open hypergamy. We just want to be with women, multiple women, and women want to be with the best provisioning male they can get, and we'll move from one to the other quite easily. Talked about that 100 times on the channel, but I get that you're trying to tune in your sexual strategy, but what seems to work for you here is this, right? So rather than dealing with the nervousness and all the other stuff that happens, maybe you should step out of your head for a little bit and stop worrying about it and start enjoying it. So yeah, you are in your head way too much with a lot of this. I think you're really beating yourself up quite a bit, to be honest with you. I don't know how to break the cycle. I just get bizarrely nervous going out to meet women, go on dates, and I basically either meet chicks in clubs or you don't do anything, period. Oddly, my best relationship to date has come from a woman I've effed on nights out at parties. As for me, the nervousness and all of that awkward buildup are gone. So you like the social scenarios. You like the easy introductions, it sounds like, which is fine. I mean, pretty much all dudes do it. I mean, I would certainly prefer an easy introduction that's more organic than playing games, right? Just is, it's just the truth of it all. I think all guys pretty much feel the same way. I don't know, comment below, let me know. So you can be yourself more, flows way better. I've already effed them once, at which point I'm a little less nervous, but weirdly, despite the fact that I'm an attractive dude, I never arrange hookups with girls. My friends are mostly also kind of alpha and will often just text women to meet up. But although I'm not less attractive physically, I have women I could text or arrange FWB with, we'll call it. I basically sabotage myself out of vagophobia. Thankfully, when I do, it's usually someone pretty damn attractive, a 7 or 8 plus the occasional 9. But this is because I struggle to find the motivation to chase otherwise. But even then, a lot of the time, I just end up sabotaging myself. Help on breaking the cycle would be much appreciated. I really want to take ownership for this and stop blaming my busy lifestyle and disappointing sex life. Second reminder, keep my name out of it. All right, so let's do the closing comments. Looks like the camera's focusing again. These things are really handy, by the way, for cleaning lenses. Let's see if the webcam just needs a little bit of a cleanup. There you go. Looks a little bit better. Right, so, my friend, let's do the glasses too. Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, has anybody watching this experienced this where you're a hot dude, you're living a hot dude life, but you've got really bad anxiety? I'll tell you who is really good with anxiety. Dr. Sean T. Smith. I know he's written some books. He may have one on anxiety. I know his schedule's pretty full, but if you want an introduction, I'll do that for you. He may take you on based on that reference. But you've got nothing but a ton of anxiety around women, and I don't know why you have it. You have it simply because you're just struggling to deal with your value, I think. I know that when it comes to anxiety, like I've learned this part anyway. How do you deal with anxiety? If you have anxiety over elevators, for example, you confront it, you start dealing with getting on elevators, right? Sort of thing. You have anxiety with flying. How do you deal with it? You start flying, sort of thing. That's how you crush anxiety. So that discomfort that you're feeling right now, and I think this will probably be the most valuable piece for you in this video. That discomfort that you feel right now with the anxiety needs to be confronted head on, and you will get past it. Let me think of a time that I had a lot of anxiety that I had in my life dealt a lot to do around my scars on my arms, my neck, my chest, and sort of thing. I would go to the beach, and when I was a kid, I would be the only kid that was wearing a t-shirt. Right, we go up to Wasaga Beach here up in Ontario. Those local guys around here know where that is. you know, with the family, we'd have a big fam jam, bring out the barbecue, and eat and all that kind of shit. And I was the only kid that had a farmer's tan by the end of the day. You know, my neck was red and my arms were red, but the rest of my body was white because I was embarrassed and I had anxiety over being judged and criticized, or all eyes on, you know, the scars. And how did I deal with it? I just started picking up weights and putting them down and strengthening my body, because I knew that I couldn't change the skin that I was in, but I could change the physical appearance of myself outwardly. I could strengthen my body. I could make it more muscular. I could lean out. I could get the six-pack abs. I don't have burns all over my body. So the strength conditioning that I did certainly improved the confidence big time. And at some point you take off the shirt, and there was a lot of women, especially my 20s, that were like, damn, you're way too good looking. Like, you look like a Calvin Klein underwear model. And that was flattering as hell to me, because I didn't have a very high opinion of myself. I had a lot of anxiety about doing things like that and putting myself out there. And I had valid reasons for it. Like, I had valid optical reasons for the anxiety that I felt. I don't know why you feel anxiety over your looks and lack the confidence to reach out and say, hey, what are you doing tonight? Let's get together, sort of thing, and not feel anxiety over, you know, performance in the bedroom or what happens after that. I mean, if you're dating women and you find yourself unattracted to them afterwards, you're probably dating the wrong chicks. I mean, maybe you're forcing yourself into scenarios that, or forcing yourself to be with women that you're not that attracted to. You know, maybe be a little bit more picky if that's what the case is. It seems like you would be spoiled for choice. And I know that you know exactly what that means. So I think that you should chin up, suck it up, buttercup, and confront whatever it is that you think is holding you back. You do not need chin implants or no rhinoplasty or anything, dude. You're a handsome man, very handsome man. I would enjoy it. That will fade over time. You will not be looking this good when you're 40, 50, 60 years old. So enjoy your 20s, enjoy what you got. I would focus on your purpose and your mission, focus a lot less on chicks, getting laid, your lay count, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish right now, and put your dent in the universe. And one of the things that you'll find as you become more successful is women will become a lot easier for you to meet, because they will come to you more often. There'll be a lot less barriers. You're going to feel a lot less anxiety, you know, the butterflies that kind of churn inside, and you're going to feel a lot more successful with the results that you get. Turn the focus a little bit. Stop looking in mirrors and judging your nose and your chin and your whatever it is that you're judging. Stop it, and just understand that the vast majority of people that you're interacting with will find you very attractive. You're well above average. So let's put it that way. You're probably in the top 2 or 3, you know, percentile of looks out there. So, you know, what are you going to do if you get a better nose and chin? So what? You know, what's going to be next? You're going to have to lift your eye line. You're going to have to get colored contacts. You're going to have to get calf implants. Dude, I don't know, man. I think you're pushing it way too far. Enjoy life. Enjoy it, man, because it's short. You know, you start here, you end here. And as far as you know, when you end here, you're underground 6 feet and you're done. And who knows what happens after that. So enjoy the life that you're in. Enjoy the company of your male friends, your alpha community. Enjoy the company of our men's community. Enjoy the company of beautiful women. And you can do it on your own terms. You're in a very unique scenario that a lot of men would love to be in. And I think that you should really just, you know, tap into it and enjoy life a lot more. Leave a comment below for this guy if you've got any useful feedback. And on the top right of the screen, I'll put a card up on how to make a request and how to join into the men's community. So thanks for sponsoring this video. Again, check out the channel sponsor. There's a link pinned in the description and the top comment. See you guys later. Peace.